Imagine, if you will, that your current reality is like a garment you wear. It may feel comfortable, familiar, even inevitable, but I assure you it is no more permanent or real than the clothes on your back. You can change it just as easily as you change your attire. The secret lies in recognizing and utilizing the God-gifted power within you. Now you might be wondering, Neville, how can I use this power to manifest my desired life? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. The power to manifest your desires lies not in some external deity, but within you. It is your consciousness, your awareness, that is the very substance of reality. You see, the world you experience is not happening to you. It is happening from you. Every circumstance, every event, every interaction in your life is a reflection of your inner state. These are not random occurrences, but the outpicturing of your assumptions and beliefs. When you truly grasp this, you understand the immense power you hold to shape your reality. So how do we begin to use this God-gifted power to manifest our desired life? The first step is to clearly define what you wish to manifest. What is it that you truly desire? Be specific. Don't simply say, I want to be happy. Instead, imagine in vivid detail what your life looks like when you have achieved your desire. How do you feel? What are you doing? How do you spend your time? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more real it becomes in your mind. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is crucial. You must feel the reality of your desire now, not in some distant future. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. It only understands the present moment. So if you constantly feel that your desire is something in the future, it will always remain in the future. Instead, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled now. How would you feel if your desire were already realized? Would you feel joyful, confident, free, grateful? Embody these feelings. Live from this state of being. This is not pretending or lying to yourself. This is assuming a new state of consciousness, which is the very essence of using your God-gifted power. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I feel something that isn't yet true? This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and your desired state. It is through your imagination that you can step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even before it manifests in the physical world. Your imagination is not a flight of fancy or a frivolous faculty. It is the very workshop wherein you fashion your future. When you imagine, you are experiencing reality at its most fundamental level. You are engaging with the pure potential of consciousness, shaping it with your attention and your assumption. To use your imagination effectively, you must first quiet your conscious mind. The chattering of your daily thoughts, your worries, your doubts, these must be silenced. Enter a state of relaxation, a state akin to sleep, but in which you remain consciously aware. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to impression. Once in this relaxed state, construct your scene. This scene should be one that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If your desire is for a successful career, you might imagine yourself in your ideal office or receiving congratulations from colleagues. If it's financial abundance you seek, imagine yourself looking at your bank statement with joy and gratitude. The scene should be short and simple. It's not about creating an elaborate story, but about capturing a moment that implies your desire is now a fact. This scene is your platform, the stage upon which you will enact the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now step into this scene. Don't watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment. And as you experience it, let the feeling of fulfillment wash over you. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of having your desire realized. This is where many falter in their attempts to use their God-gifted power. They can see the scene clearly, but they fail to evoke the feeling. Remember, it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal act. Without feeling, visualization is merely a mental exercise. With feeling, it becomes an act of creation. As you practice this, you may find that the feeling comes more easily with repetition. Each time you return to your scene, the feeling becomes more vivid, more real. This is good. You are strengthening the impression upon your subconscious mind. But here's a crucial point. Once you have evoked the feeling, once you have impressed it upon your subconscious, you must carry it with you into your waking life. This is where many stumble. They do their visualization exercise. They feel it intensely in the moment. But then they return to their daily life and fall back into old patterns of thought and feeling. To manifest your desired life, to truly use your God-gifted power, you must maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will know that what you see around you is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your feeling. And as you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. Now let us address a common challenge in using your God-gifted power: the apparent contradictions of your senses. As you begin to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. How do you maintain your feeling in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring comes into play. To ignore is not to deny the existence of something, but to refrain from giving it your attention and energy. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly, then immediately return your attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions, past feelings. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new assumption than to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your feeling, shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small: a fortunate coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in someone's behavior towards you. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of feeling and using your God-gifted power. When I speak of feeling, I am not referring merely to emotions, though emotions play a part. I am speaking of a deeper sense, a knowing, an unshakable conviction. It is the difference between saying, I want to be successful, and knowing in the very core of your being, I am successful. This feeling, conviction, is not something you can fake or force. It arises naturally when you have successfully impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind. This is why the repeated use of your imagination is so crucial. Each time you return to your imaginal scene, each time you step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are deepening this impression. Then think of it like wearing a groove in a record. The first time you play the record, the needle may skip and jump. But with repeated plays, the groove deepens and the music plays smoothly. Similarly, as you repeat your imaginal act, the feeling becomes more natural, more habitual. It becomes your dominant state. This is the state from which creation occurs. When you can maintain this feeling conviction throughout your day, when it becomes as natural as breathing, you have mastered the art of using your God-gifted power. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner state. But what of those moments when doubt creeps in? When fear arises? When the old patterns of thought and feeling try to reassert themselves? These moments are inevitable, especially in the beginning of your practice. Do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new assumption. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against the thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your feeling of wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new assumption, your new feeling is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of using your God-gifted power, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled in your day-to-day life. It's not enough to visualize for a few minutes each day and then return to your old patterns of thought and feeling. You must carry the feeling of your wish fulfilled with you throughout your day. This doesn't mean you deny your current circumstances. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly, then immediately return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. You live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, you would feel the security, freedom, and joy of wealth as you go about your day. When you make purchases, you would feel the ease and confidence of someone who has more than enough. When you interact with others, you would carry yourself with the assurance of a wealthy person. Living in the end requires a shift in your entire way of being. It's not about pretending or play acting. It's about genuinely assuming a new state of consciousness. When you do this effectively, you'll find that your actions naturally align with your assumed state, accelerating the manifestation process. Now, let us ask the role of action in using your God-gifted power. Some people mistakenly believe that manifesting means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back and wait for them to magically appear. This is not the case. Using your gifted power does not negate action, it informs action. When you successfully impress your desire upon your subconscious mind, when you truly feel your wish fulfilled, you will be inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions will feel natural, even inevitable. They will not be driven by fear or lack, but will flow from your assumed state of fulfillment. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already having your desire fulfilled, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state. Let your feeling guide your actions, rather than hoping your actions will create the feeling. This alignment of inner state and outer action is key to manifesting your desired life. Now, let us explore detachment in relation to using your God-gifted power. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to seeing immediate results or figuring out how your desire will manifest. When you're truly living in the end, you can imagine and feel your desire fulfilled without constantly looking for signs of its manifestation. You trust in the process, knowing that as you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Detachment allows you to live in the present moment while holding your assumed state. It frees you from the anxiety and doubt that can slow down the manifestation process. It allows you to enjoy the journey of manifestation rather than being solely focused on the destination. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your imaginal act imbued with feeling is the reality. What you see in the outer world is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. As you persist in your new assumption, this shadow must change to match the new reality you're imagining and feeling. Let us now address the importance of gratitude in using your God-gifted power. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion. It is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of living in the end. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for your desire, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for it as if it were already yours. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms. The air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has their desire fulfilled. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as the realization of your desire. Now let us explore the power of revision in using your God-gifted power. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind and therefore it can be changed in your mind. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any events that were not to your liking, revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that aligns with your desired state. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon your subconscious a reality that aligns with your desires rather than one that contradicts them. As you make this practice of revision a habit, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You will become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This alignment accelerates the manifestation process. Let us now discuss the importance of persistence in using your God-gifted power. While we speak of manifesting desires, it's important to understand that the speed of manifestation can vary. Some desires may manifest almost instantly, while others may take more time to fully materialize in your physical reality. The key is to persist in your assumption, regardless of how long it seems to be taking. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you waver in your assumption, if you lose faith in the process, you send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which can slow down the manifestation process. Persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It means consistently returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. It means choosing again and again to live from the end, to embody the state of having your desire realized. This persistence requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and that as you persist in your new assumption, your world must reshape itself to match it. Now let us address the role of self-concept in using your God-gifted power. Your self-concept, the beliefs you hold about who you are, is perhaps the most powerful factor in determining the path in your life. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may visualize wealth, but deep down, they don't believe they're the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may imagine a loving relationship, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To use your God-gifted power effectively, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. This involves imagining and feeling yourself as the person who already has what you desire. It's not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. Remember, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. As you use your imagination to assume your desired states, you are essentially recreating yourself. You are stepping into a new concept of self, a new understanding of who you are and what's possible for you. This revision of self-concept is crucial for using your God-gifted power effectively. As you align your self-concept with your desires, you remove the inner contradictions that can slow down the manifestation process. Now, let us explore the role of emotion in using your God-gifted power. Emotion is the fuel that powers your imaginal acts. It's not enough to merely visualize or think about your desires. You must feel them. When you combine vivid imagination with genuine emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your desire were already realized. If your desire is for wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real, so intense, that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective use of your God-gifted power from mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your desire as an accomplished fact, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring this feeling into physical manifestation. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, remember this: the power to manifest your desired life lies within you. It is your God-gifted power, your divine birthright. It resides in your ability to imagine vividly, to feel deeply, and to persist faithfully in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. The secret to manifestation is not determined by external factors, but by the intensity of your belief and the consistency of your imaginal acts. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately to create scenes that imply the fulfillment of your desires. Feel the reality of your wish fulfilled with every fiber of your being. Persist in this feeling even when your senses deny it. For as you do, you are reshaping your entire world, manifesting your desires with a speed and precision that might seem miraculous to others. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your wishes fulfilled. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding. And watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your God-gifted power. Thank you. And may your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of manifesting your deepest desires. Go now and create the life you've always dreamed of, for you are the master of your destiny, the author of your reality. These parallel selves, these other I ams of you, are constantly reaching out, trying to communicate with you, to guide you towards your highest good, your greatest potential. They are you after all, and they want nothing more than to see you succeed, to see you manifest your deepest desires and live your most fulfilled life. But how, you might ask, can these parallel versions of you communicate across the boundaries of reality? How can they send you messages, guideposts, and signs to help you on your journey? The answer, my friends, lies in the very fabric of your daily existence, in the seemingly mundane occurrences that you might otherwise overlook. Let us delve deeper into these signs, these whispers from your parallel selves. The first sign you might notice is a sudden and inexplicable feeling of déjà vu. You find yourself in a situation that feels eerily familiar, as if you've lived it before. This, my dear listeners, is not merely a trick of the mind or a glitch in your memory. It is a moment when the veil between realities thins, and you are glimpsing a parallel version of yourself who has indeed experienced this very moment. In these instances of déjà vu, pause and reflect. What is this parallel self trying to tell you? Perhaps they are urging you to pay closer attention to this moment, to the people around you, or to the decisions you are about to make. They have lived this experience and know its significance. Trust in this feeling, for it is a sign that you are on the right path, that you are aligning with the infinite possibilities of your being. The second sign that your parallel self is reaching out to you comes in the form of synchronicities. These are those magical moments when the universe seems to align perfectly, when coincidences become too meaningful to ignore. You think of an old friend and suddenly they call you after years of silence. You need a specific piece of information and it appears before you in a book that falls open to the exact page you need. These synchronicities are not mere chance, my friends. They are the result of your parallel selves working in concert with the universe to guide you towards your desires. They are showing you that the world is far more interconnected than you might believe, that your thoughts and intentions have power beyond the confines of your immediate reality. When you experience these synchronicities, acknowledge them with gratitude. Understand that they are signposts on your journey, placed there by versions of you who have already walked this path. They are telling you to keep going, to trust in the process, to have faith in the unfolding of your desires. The third sign from your parallel self manifests in your dreams. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that upon waking you felt as if you had truly lived it? These are not mere fantasies conjured by your sleeping mind. They are glimpses into the lives of your parallel selves, windows into the realities they inhabit. In these dreams, pay close attention to the details, to the emotions you feel, to the choices you make. Your parallel self is showing you possibilities, alternatives, potential futures. They are giving you the gift of experience without the need to physically live it. Use these dreams as a guide, as inspiration for the life you wish to create in your current reality. Perhaps in your dream you see yourself confidently speaking before a large audience, sharing your wisdom and inspiring others. This is not just a fantasy, but a reality that one of your parallel selves is living. They are showing you your own potential, urging you to step into your power and share your voice with the world. The fourth sign comes in the form of sudden, unexplained emotions or mood shifts. You might find yourself overwhelmed with joy for no apparent reason, or struck by a wave of melancholy that seems to come from nowhere. These emotional surges are not random or meaningless. They are echoes of the experiences of your parallel selves rippling across the boundaries of reality to touch your consciousness. When you feel these sudden emotions, do not dismiss them or try to suppress them. Instead, sit with them, explore them. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What experience from a parallel reality am I tapping into? These emotions are messages carrying wisdom and insights from other versions of you. If you feel a sudden surge of confidence, know that a parallel self has just achieved a great victory and is sharing the triumph with you. If you feel an inexplicable sense of loss, perhaps a parallel self is going through a challenging time and is seeking your strength and resilience. In acknowledging and embracing these emotions, you create a bridge between realities, allowing for a flow of energy and support in both directions. The fifth sign that your parallel self is communicating with you is through sudden flashes of inspiration or insight. These are those aha moments when a brilliant idea seems to come out of nowhere, or when you suddenly understand something that had previously eluded you. These bursts of clarity are gifts from your parallel selves sharing their knowledge and experiences with you. In these moments of inspiration, act quickly. Write down your ideas, make plans to implement them, share them with others. Your parallel self is offering you a shortcut, a way to bypass years of trial and error. They have already walked the path and are showing you the most direct route to your desires. Remember, my dear friends, that these flashes of inspiration are not random. They are carefully chosen messages selected by your parallel selves for their relevance to your current situation and your deepest desires. Trust in them, for they are guiding you towards your highest good. The sixth sign from your parallel self comes through your physical sensations. You might experience unexplained chills, a sudden warmth spreading through your body, or a tingling sensation in your hands or the crown of your head. These physical manifestations are your body's way of interpreting the energy flowing from your parallel selves. When you feel these sensations, take a moment to center yourself and tune in. What is your body trying to tell you? Perhaps the chills are a sign that you're on the right track, that you're aligning with your highest path. The warmth might be a message of love and support from a parallel self who has overcome a challenge you're currently facing. These physical signs are reminders of the deep connection between your body, mind, and spirit, and the vast network of parallel selves that exist beyond your current perception. They are calls to pay attention, to be present in your body, and to trust in the wisdom it holds. The seventh sign manifests in the form of recurring numbers or symbols. You might find yourself constantly seeing a particular number sequence, 1111 on the clock, 333 on a license plate, 555 in a phone number. Or perhaps a certain symbol keeps appearing in your life, a feather, a particular animal, or a specific shape. These recurring numbers and symbols are not mere coincidences. They are messages encoded by your parallel selves, using the universal language of symbolism to communicate with you. Each number, each symbol carries a specific vibration and meaning. Your parallel selves are using just to send you guidance, encouragement, and reminders of your infinite potential. When you notice these recurring patterns, take a moment to reflect on their meaning. What was on your mind when you saw them? What emotions were you feeling? The context in which these signs appear is often as important as the signs themselves. Your parallel selves are trying to draw your attention to something specific in your life, urging you to look deeper, to see beyond the surface. The eighth sign comes through the people you encounter in your daily life. Have you ever met someone who seemed oddly familiar, even though you're sure you've never met them before? Or perhaps you've had a conversation with a stranger that left you feeling profoundly changed. These encounters are orchestrated by your parallel selves, using the interconnected web of human relationships to bring you exactly what you need. These people are messengers, carrying wisdom and insights from your parallel selves. They might offer you advice that resonates deeply, share a story that inspires you, or simply be a presence that reminds you of your own inner strength. Pay attention to these encounters, for they are far from random. Your parallel selves understand the power of human connection, of the exchanging of energies between individuals. They are using this power to guide you, to offer you perspectives and opportunities that you might not have access to in your current reality. Be open to these encounters, engage fully with these messengers, for they are playing a crucial role in your journey of self-realization. The ninth sign from your parallel self is a sudden shift in your perceptions or beliefs. You might find yourself questioning long-held assumptions, seeing familiar situations in a completely new light, or feeling drawn to ideas and concepts that you previously dismissed. These shifts are not mere changes of mind, but rather alignments with the expanded consciousness of your parallel selves. Remember, my dear listeners, that your parallel selves have lived different lives, made different choices, and gained different perspectives. When they reach out to you, they bring with them the wisdom of their experiences. They are offering you the opportunity to expand your own consciousness, to see beyond the limitations of your current reality. Embrace these shifts in perception. Allow yourself to question, to explore, to see the world through new eyes. Your parallel selves are showing you that reality is far more flexible, far more malleable than you might have believed. They are inviting you to step into a broader understanding of yourself and the universe. The 10th and final sign that your parallel self is sending you a message comes through your own inner voice, your intuition. This is that quiet whisper within you that knows, that understands, that guides you towards your highest good. Your intuition is the direct line of communication between you and your parallel selves, the channel through which their wisdom flows most clearly. When you feel a strong gut feeling, an inexplicable knowing, or a persistent inner urging, pay attention. This is not just your own mind speaking, but the collective wisdom of all your parallel selves distilled into a single, powerful message. Your intuition is your most direct connection to the infinite possibilities of your being. Trust in this inner voice, my friends. Cultivate it, strengthen it. Learn to distinguish it from the chatter of your everyday thoughts. Your parallel selves are constantly sending you guidance through this channel, offering you the benefit of their collective experiences and insights. Now, my dear listeners, as we delve deeper into this concept of communication from our parallel selves, let us consider how we can more actively engage with these messages, how we can strengthen the connection between our current self and our infinite parallel selves. The first step in this process is awareness. Begin to cultivate a state of heightened awareness in your daily life. Pay attention to the details around you, to the subtle shifts in your emotions, to the seemingly random thoughts that flit through your mind. Each of these could be a message from a parallel self, a piece of the cosmic puzzle that is your existence. As you move through your day, hold the intention of being open to these messages. Set the expectation that your parallel selves will communicate with you, and watch as the signs begin to multiply. Remember, what you focus on expands. By directing your attention towards these signs, you are effectively opening more channels of communication between realities. The next step is interpretation. As you become more aware of the signs around you, begin to develop your own personal system of meaning. Perhaps certain numbers hold special significance for you, or specific animals carry particular messages. Trust in your own intuition to guide you in understanding these signs. Remember, my friends, that the language of the universe, the language of your parallel selves, is deeply personal. While there may be universal symbols and meanings, the most powerful interpretations will come from your own inner knowing. Trust in your ability to understand these messages, for you are, after all, communicating with yourself. As you interpret these signs, look for patterns and connections. Your parallel selves are not sending random, disconnected messages, but rather a coherent stream of guidance and wisdom. One sign may build upon another, creating a more complete picture of the path you are meant to follow. The third step in engaging with your parallel selves is action. It is not enough to simply receive and interpret their messages. You must act upon them, integrate them into your life, allow them to guide your choices and behaviors. This is how you honor the connection with your parallel selves, how you show your readiness to receive more guidance. When you receive a sign or message, ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? What action can I take based on this guidance? Perhaps a recurring number sequence is urging you to be more patient, or a dream is encouraging you to pursue a long-forgotten passion. Whatever the message, find a way to embody it in your daily life. As you take action based on these messages, you will find that the communication becomes clearer, more frequent, more profound. You are showing your parallel selves that you are ready and willing to receive their guidance, that you are an active participant in this cosmic dance of self-realization. The fourth step in this process is gratitude. Express thankfulness for each sign, each message, each moment of connection with your parallel selves. Gratitude is a powerful force that opens you up to receive more abundance, more guidance, more love from the universe, and from all aspects of yourself. When you notice a sign from your parallel self, pause for a moment and silently say thank you. Acknowledge the effort it takes to send these messages across the boundaries of reality. Appreciate the love and support that your parallel selves are constantly offering you. This attitude of gratitude will not only strengthen your connection with your parallel selves, but will also shift your overall vibration to one of positivity and receptivity. You will find yourself noticing more signs, receiving clearer messages, and feeling a deeper sense of connection with all aspects of yourself. The fifth step is to share your experiences with others. As you become more attuned to the messages from your parallel selves, share your insights and experiences with those around you. This serves multiple purposes. First, it helps to reinforce your own beliefs and experiences. By articulating them to others, you are affirming their reality for yourself. Secondly, sharing your experiences can help to awaken others to the possibility of communication with their own parallel selves. You become a messenger yourself, a bridge between realities not just for yourself, but for others as well. In doing so, you contribute to the expansion of collective consciousness, helping to create a world more open to the infinite possibilities of existence. Lastly, by sharing your experiences, you open yourself up to learning from others. You may find that others have had similar experiences or have different interpretations of signs that you've received. This exchange of ideas and experiences can further enrich your understanding and deepen your connection with your parallel selves. The sixth step in this process is to actively seek communication with your parallel selves. While many of the signs we've discussed may seem to come unbidden, you can also take a more proactive approach in establishing this connection. One powerful way to do this is through meditation. Set aside time each day to sit in quiet contemplation. As you settle into a state of calm awareness, set the intention to connect with your parallel selves. Visualize yourself surrounded by infinite versions of you, each living out a different possibility of your life. Feel the energy that connects all these selves, the common thread of consciousness that runs through each version of you. As you hold this visualization, open yourself to receiving messages from these parallel selves. You might receive these as thoughts, images, feelings, or sensations. Trust whatever comes through, no matter how subtle or seemingly insignificant. With practice, this form of active communication will become stronger and clearer. The seventh step is to journal your experiences. Keep a record of the signs you receive, the messages you interpret, and the actions you take based on this guidance. This journal serves multiple purposes. It helps you to recognize patterns over time, to see the thread of guidance that your parallel selves are weaving through your life. Additionally, the act of writing itself can be a form of communication with your parallel selves. As you put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, allow yourself to write freely, without censorship or judgment. You may find that insights and messages flow through you onto the page. Your hand becoming a conduit for the wisdom of your parallel selves. Reviewing your journal regularly can also help to strengthen your faith in this process. As you look back over your entries, you'll likely see how the guidance you've received has positively influenced your life. How the actions you've taken based on these messages have led you towards your desires and goals. The eighth step in engaging with your parallel selves is to practice lucid dreaming. As we discussed earlier, dreams are a powerful way for your parallel selves to communicate with you. By developing the ability to become conscious within your dreams, you can more actively engage with these messages and even potentially communicate directly with your parallel selves. There are various techniques you can use to induce lucid dreams, such as reality checks throughout the day, setting strong intentions before sleep, and keeping a dream journal. As you become more proficient at lucid dreaming, set the intention to meet and communicate with your parallel selves within the dreamscape. In these lucid dream encounters, you may receive direct guidance, experience alternative realities, or gain insights into your own infinite potential. The dream world is a place where the boundaries between realities are more fluid, making it an ideal environment for this type of communication. The ninth step is to pay attention to your energy levels and physical sensations throughout the day. Your parallel selves often communicate through your body, sending you messages in the form of energy surges, tingling sensations, or sudden changes in your physical state. Start to map these physical sensations to different types of messages or guidance. Perhaps a tingling in your hands indicates that you're on the right path, or a warmth in your heart chakra signifies a message of love and support from a parallel self. By becoming more attuned to these physical signs, you create another channel of communication with your parallel selves. The 10th and final step in this process is to live as if you are in constant communication with your parallel selves. Embody the wisdom they share with you. Make choices as if you have access to infinite knowledge and experience, because in truth you do. Your parallel selves are not separate from you, they are you, experiencing different aspects of your infinite potential. By living in alignment with their guidance, you are stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. As you practice these steps, you will find that the boundaries between you and your parallel selves begin to blur. You'll start to feel a sense of expansion, of limitless possibility. The challenges in your life will begin to seem less daunting, for you'll know that there are versions of you who have already overcome them, who are sending you their strength and wisdom. Remember, my dear friends, that this communication with your parallel selves is not about escaping your current reality or wishing for a different life. It is about enriching your present experience, about tapping into the vast reservoir of wisdom and potential that exists within you. It is about recognizing that you are far more than this single expression of self, that you are in fact infinite. As you open yourself to these messages from your parallel selves, you may find that your perception of time begins to shift. Past, present, and future may start to feel less linear, more interconnected. This is because your parallel selves exist across all possibilities, all time links. In communicating with them, you are tapping into the eternal now, the place where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Embrace this expanded perception of reality. Allow it to free you from limiting beliefs about what is possible in your life. Your parallel selves are showing you that anything you can imagine, anything you can dream, is not only possible, but is already happening in some version of reality. Your task is simply to align with that version, to bring that possibility into your current experience. As we conclude this exploration of the signs that your parallel self is trying to send you a message, I urge you to remain open, vigilant, and receptive. The universe and all versions of you within it is constantly communicating with you, guiding you towards your highest expression of self. Trust in this process, trust in yourself, trust in the infinite wisdom that is your birthright. Go forth, my friends, with the knowledge that you are never alone, that you are supported by countless versions of yourself across infinite realities. Listen for their whispers, watch for their signs, feel their presence in every moment. And as you do, know that you are awakening to the true magnitude of your being, to the limitless potential that is you. I want you to know that every word I speak is not just for your ears, but for your soul. For it is within the depths of your being that the true power of creation resides. And it is through understanding and applying this power that you will find the strength to rise, no matter how many times you may fall. Let us begin by understanding a fundamental truth. You are not a helpless being tossed about by the winds of circumstance. You are, in fact, the very author of your life story. Every experience, every triumph, and yes, every setback is a creation of your own making. This may seem a heavy burden to bear, but I assure you it is the key to your liberation. Imagine, if you will, a master sculptor standing before a block of marble. To the untrained eye, that marble may appear cold, unyielding, perhaps even intimidating its solidity. But to the sculptor, that marble contains infinite possibilities. Within its seemingly impenetrable surface lies every statue that could ever be conceived. The sculptor's task is not to force the marble into submission, but to reveal the beauty that already exists within. You, my dear friends, are both the sculptor and the marble. Your life, with all its challenges and victories, is the masterpiece you are continually shaping. When you fall, when you face setbacks or disappointments, you are not being punished by an uncaring universe. No, you are simply in the process of revealing a more magnificent aspect of yourself. But how, you may ask, does one find the strength to rise again when the weight of failure seems too heavy to bear? The answer lies in understanding the true nature of your being. You are not your failures, nor are you your successes. You are the awareness that experiences both. You are the consciousness that persists through every high and every low. Consider for a moment the nature of consciousness. It is ever present, unchanging and eternal. It is the backdrop against which all experiences play out. When you identify with this consciousness, rather than with the temporary states of success or failure, you tap into an inexhaustible source of strength. This strength is not something you need to acquire or develop. It is already within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. It is the very essence of your being, the divine spark that animates your human form. When you align yourself with this inner strength, picking yourself up becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Let me share with you a technique that will help you access this inner strength whenever you need it. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. As you breathe in, imagine that you are drawing in not just air, but the very essence of life itself. Feel this life-giving energy filling every cell of your body, every corner of your being. As you exhale, release all thoughts of past failures, all doubts about your ability to rise again. Let them flow out of you, dissolving into the ether. Now, in this space of calm and clarity, imagine yourself standing tall, radiant with inner strength. See yourself moving forward with confidence and purpose, undeterred by any obstacle. Hold this image in your mind. Feel the emotions associated with it. Let it become more real to you than any setback you've experienced. This, my friends, is the power of your imagination at work. And your imagination, properly directed, is the most potent force in the universe. Remember, the world you see around you is nothing more than a reflection of your inner states. When you change your inner world, your outer world must by law change to match it. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism. This is the operation of universal law, as certain as gravity. Now let us delve deeper into the mechanics of rising after a fall. When you encounter a setback, it's natural to feel discouraged. The human mind, conditioned by years of societal programming, often defaults to negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. But I want you to understand that these thoughts and beliefs are not you. They are simply habits of mind. And like any habit, they can be changed. The first step in changing these habits is to become aware of them. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise when you face a challenge. Are they supportive and empowering, or do they undermine your confidence? Once you've identified these thoughts, you can begin to change them. But here's the crucial point. You don't change these thoughts by fighting against them. Resistance only gives them more power. Instead, you change them by replacing them with new empowering thoughts. And you do this not through force of will, but through the power of your imagination. Imagine yourself as the person you wish to be, someone who rises effortlessly after every failure. See yourself moving through life with unshakable confidence, turning every setback into a stepping stone for greater achievement. Feel the emotions associated with being this person. Let every cell in your body vibrate with this new self-image. As you practice this, you'll find that picking yourself up becomes easier and more natural. It's not that you won't face challenges. Challenges are an inevitable part of life's journey. But your response to these challenges will change. Instead of being defeated by them, you'll see them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Now let me address a common misconception. Many people believe that to keep going in the face of adversity requires gritting your teeth and pushing through by sheer force of will. But this approach is fraught with struggle and often leads to burnout. True perseverance comes not from forcing yourself forward, but from aligning yourself with the natural flow of life. Imagine a river flowing towards the sea. It doesn't struggle against the rocks in its path. It simply flows around them, over them, sometimes even through them. And in doing so, it shapes the very landscape it's traversing. This is how you should approach the journey of your life. Don't fight against obstacles. Flow with them, around them, through them. Let them shape you into something more beautiful, more powerful. This approach requires a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of seeing setbacks as something happening to you, see them as happening for you. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every failure a stepping stone to success. When you embrace this mindset, you'll find that picking yourself up becomes not just easier, but actually enjoyable. Consider the life of any great achiever, an inventor, an artist, an entrepreneur. Their path to success was invariably marked by numerous setbacks and failures. But what set them apart was not an absence of failure, but their response to it. They didn't allow failure to define them. Instead, they used it as feedback, as valuable information to guide their next attempt. Thomas Edison, when asked about his numerous failed attempts to create the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This, my friends, is the attitude of a true creator. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. But how does one cultivate this attitude? It begins with understanding that your true self, your divine nature, is untouched by failure or success. These are simply experiences that your human form goes through. Your essence remains pure, perfect, and complete. When you identify with this unchanging essence rather than with the changing circumstances of your life, you tap into an inexhaustible source of strength and resilience. From this place of inner strength, picking yourself up becomes as natural as breathing. Now, let me share with you a powerful technique to help you reconnect with this inner strength whenever you need it. I call it the I AM meditation. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now silently repeat the words I am to yourself. Don't add anything after these words. Just I am. Feel the power of these words. I am is the name of God, the creative force of the universe. When you say I am, you are aligning yourself with this creative power. As you continue to repeat I am, you may notice thoughts arising, doubts, fears, memories of past failures. Don't fight these thoughts. Simply observe them and let them pass, always returning to I am. Do this for at least 5 minutes each day, longer if you can. With regular practice, you'll find that this simple exercise profoundly shifts your perspective. You'll begin to identify more with the unchanging I am than with the changing circumstances of your life. And from this place of inner stability, picking yourself up and keeping going becomes effortless. Remember, my dear friends, that every great achievement in human history began as a thought, an idea in someone's mind. The buildings we live in, the cars we drive, the technology we use, all of these were once just ideas. And many of these ideas faced numerous setbacks before they became reality. The Wright brothers faced ridicule and failure many times before they achieved power and flight. But they kept going because they held fast to their vision. They knew in the depths of their being that flight was possible. And it was this unwavering belief, more than any technical skill, that ultimately led to their success. You too have dreams, visions of what your life could be. Perhaps you've tried to make these dreams a reality and faced setbacks. Perhaps you've even given up on these dreams, but I'm here to tell you that those dreams are not dead. They live within you, waiting for you to breathe life into them once again. Your ability to pick yourself up and keep going is directly related to how vividly you can imagine your desired outcome. The clearer and more emotionally charged your vision, the more resilient you become. This is because your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you consistently imagine yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, and living your dream life, you are literally rewiring your brain to make this your reality. So I challenge you right now to revive those dreams you put aside. Close your eyes and see yourself living that life you've always wanted. Feel the emotions associated with that life. Make it so real in your mind that you can taste it, touch it, smell it. Do this every day, multiple times a day if you can. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, as important as eating or sleeping. As you do this, you'll find that setbacks and failures lose their power over you. They become mere blips on the radar, temporary detours on your path to your desired destination. You'll pick yourself up automatically because staying down simply won't be an option. Your vision will pull you forward, regardless of the obstacles in your path. Now let's address another crucial aspect of picking yourself up and keeping going: self-talk. The words you use both in your internal dialogue and in your everyday speech have immense power. They shape your perception of reality and consequently your experiences. Many people, when faced with setbacks, engage in negative self-talk. They say things like, "I'm a failure, I'll never succeed," or "Why do I even bother?" This kind of self-talk is not only unhelpful, it's actively harmful. It reinforces a negative self-image and makes it harder to bounce back from setbacks. Instead, I want you to consciously cultivate positive, empowering self-talk. When you face a setback, instead of saying, "I'm a failure," say, "I'm learning and growing." Instead of "I'll never succeed," say, "My success is inevitable." Instead of "Why do I even bother?" say, "Every attempt brings me closer to my goal." This isn't about denying reality or pretending that setbacks don't hurt. It's about framing your experiences in a way that empowers you rather than defeats you. It's about choosing words that align with your divine nature, words that reflect your true power as a creator. Remember, your word is your wand. Every word you speak is a declaration to the universe, a seed planted in the fertile soil of infinite possibility. Choose your words wisely, for you will surely reap what you sow. Now, let's talk about the role of silence in picking yourself up and keeping going. In our noisy, fast-paced world, we often underestimate the power of silence. But it is in silence that we connect most deeply with our inner strength, our divine nature. When you face a setback, resist the urge to immediately spring into action or to seek advice from others. Instead, retreat into silence. Spend some time each day in quiet contemplation. This doesn't have to be formal meditation, although that can be incredibly powerful. It can be as simple as taking a quiet walk in nature or sitting in stillness for a few minutes before you start your diva. In this silence, you'll find clarity. You'll be able to hear the still, small voice within that always knows the way forward. This inner guidance is far more reliable than any external advice, for it comes from the deepest part of you, the part that is one with the creative force of the universe. As you cultivate this practice of silence, you'll find that picking yourself up becomes almost automatic. You'll develop an inner resilience that no external circumstance can shake. You'll know with unshakable certainty that no matter what happens, you have the power to rise again. Now, my dear friends, as we near the end of our time together, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The ability to pick yourself up and keep going is not just about achieving your goals, although that is certainly part of it. More importantly, it's about fully expressing your divine nature, about becoming the person you were always meant to be. You see, every setback, every fall is an opportunity for growth. It's a chance to shed limitations, to break free from outdated beliefs, to step more fully into your power as a divine being. When you understand this, you'll no longer fear failure. In fact, you'll welcome challenges, for you'll know that each one brings you closer to your true self. Think of a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. The struggle to break free is what gives its wings the strength to fly. In the same way, your struggles, your setbacks are strengthening you, preparing you for the magnificent life that awaits you. So I urge you, my dear friends, embrace your falls. See them for what they truly are, opportunities for transformation. And each time you pick yourself up, know that you are not just continuing your journey, but elevating it. You are ascending to new heights of being, expressing more and more of your divine nature. Remember, you are not a mere human being having occasional spiritual experiences. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Your true nature is divine, perfect, and complete. Nothing can diminish this truth. No setback, no failure, no external circumstance can touch the core of who you are. When you live from this understanding, picking yourself up becomes more than just a response to setbacks. It becomes a joyous affirmation of your true nature. It becomes a sacred act, a way of honoring the divine spark within you. So, my dear friends, I challenge you to see every fall as an opportunity to rise higher. See every setback as a setup for a comeback. Know that with every challenge you face, you are being invited to express more of your divine nature, to shine your light more brightly in the world. And as you do this, you'll find that your life begins to flow with an ease and grace you may have never thought possible. You'll move through the world with unshakable confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the power to key in, to keep going, to create the life of your dreams. Remember, the power to pick yourself up and keep going is not something you need to acquire. It's already within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. It's your birthright as a divine being. Claim it, own it, live it. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what you've heard. Feel the truth of these words resonating in your being. Know that from this moment on, you have the power to face any challenge, to overcome an obstacle, to pick yourself up no matter how many times you fall. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You have within you the power to create worlds, to shape reality according to your will. Never forget this truth. Live from it. Let it inform every thought, every word, every action. And as you go forth from this place, know that you carry with you the infinite power of the universe. You are never alone, never without resources. The same power that created the stars and planets flows through you, ready to be expressed in your life. So go forth, my dear friends, with courage and confidence. Face your challenges head on, knowing that each one is an opportunity for his own growth. Pick yourself up when you fall, knowing that each time you do, you are affirming your divine nature. Keep going, no matter what, for your persistence is a testament to the indomitable spirit within you. Remember, you are not just living your life, you are creating it. Every thought, every word, every action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your existence. Think boldly, my friends. Create a masterpiece worthy of the divine artist that you are. And know this as you pick yourself up and keep going. As you persist in the face of challenges, as you continue to reach for your dreams, you are doing more than just improving your own life. You are lifting up all of humanity. For we are all connected, all part of the same divine consciousness. Your triumph is everyone's triumph. Your light illuminates the world. So shine brightly, my dear friends. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. The world is waiting for the unique gifts that only you can bring. Your journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step and continues with every time you pick yourself up and keep going. Go now and create the life of your dreams. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your divine purpose and blessing the world with your presence. Remember always, you are powerful beyond measure, loved beyond imagination, and capable of more than you could ever dream. Now go and let your light shine.